tested as high as 7,200 parts per billion. My last two tests were 399 parts per billion out of my bathtub and 293 parts per billion out of my shower. I'm testing high for lead in my blood, and they're trying to figure out how I got high lead levels in my blood, because I have not drank the water since November of 2015. Completely discounting the fact that I've been showering in the water. Because there are no rules for testing bathing and showering water. They've come into my house, they've had the lead abatement team come in there trying to find out why I've got high lead levels in my blood. The only thing they found in my house was some lead paint in my windows, which, except for one window, I've never opened the windows in the house. And I have not chewed on a windowsill for 60 years. So they kind of had to discount that, but all the water tests that they did during the lead abatement, my levels will, except for one outside faucet and one faucet in my utility sink, were all over the 15 parts per billion that are safe. Like I said, my last two lead levels have been way over what they should be. I went to the doctor Tuesday and had my blood redrawn to check the lead levels in my blood. And the state is thinking, well, anything above 10 in your blood is serious. My original blood test that I had in the end of July was 38.4. A month later, it went down to 25.9. And they're saying, oh, well, it's going away. The blood is not leaving my system. It's moving into my brain and my bones. They seem to think with the levels dropping, things are all right. They're not. The lead is still in my body. So Tuesday I went to get blood redrawn again, because not only do I have Parkinson's from the lead, I've also, my hands or my arms from the elbows down are going numb. I've got aches and pains in my joints. I'm having massive headaches, which I never had before. I'm nauseous, but the state keeps, well, you know, that's nothing to do with the lead. And now they're saying, well, yeah, the lead has, the water is safe to drink in Flint. It's not. They stopped the Sentinel testing program last month because the water was so much improved. They cut down the water pads from 9 of them in the city to 4 of them. And they also took the water test kits from the water pads, which made it convenient. You'd stop to pick up water, you pick up a test kit, do your water sample, drop them off the next time you went by. Well, because the state says the water is getting so fine, they've taken the water test kits away from the water pads. So now to get a test kit, you've got to drive to City Hall, pay to park, walk all the way into City Hall, get your test kit, sign for it, and then go back in your car and then repeat it when you do your water sample. I believe the reason they're doing that is because every time I post one of my water results online, it makes the state look bad. So they're making it more difficult for the residents to test their water to get back these high results, which is a crock of shit. Pardon my language, but as far as I'm concerned, it's just something else that the state is making it more difficult. But I know they're telling everybody, the corporate media, the state, everyone is saying, oh yeah, Flint's water is fine. It's better than any other state that has lead lines. But they're not testing every house. They're testing a certain amount of houses in certain areas. Their tests are screwed. And I just like to let people know that it's not getting any better. They're not testing for the bacteria that's in the water. They're not testing for anything except copper and lead. It's a joke. And if you think you don't have to worry about what's going on in the city of Flint, think twice, because it's coming to a city or a town near you, probably where you live. That's about all I've got to say.
Thank you. That was a really good ending, though. It's coming to a town near you.
Yeah.
It is.
It probably already is.
Yeah, it's just people don't know it yet.
It's happening in my own town.
Yeah.
Just people haven't.
Yeah, I see that.
People haven't set up camp yet.
Yeah. Well, and people are believing
Whatever the TV says.
whatever the government's telling them, and the government is the one that's doing it.
Yep.
This is, and unless people wake up, it's not going to get any better.
Everyone's standing around, oh, well, they're not doing this, they're not doing this, or this, you know, it's not helping anything.
Yeah.
We're all here for the same reason.
Yeah.
There's no reason why we all can't work together.
And what we need to do is not these little protests here in the city of Flint. We need to get people together and go down to the Capitol. And Lansing, and make some noise. Because Snyder's got, what, till January, and then he's done. His term's up. He's out of office.
And then he's going to go rent a nice house out of that, somewhere far away from here, and hopes people will just forget.
Yeah. Well, you know, he's wrong, because we can still go after him personally, besides the class action lawsuit, which they've made me a class representative. This is because you do such good interviews and I keep such good records.
Nice.
The people that are, all the law firms that are running that class action lawsuit unanimously decided to ask me to be a class representative.
You know Tyson Morris?
Tyson Morris?
He told us to go home, the crisis is over.
What's his name?
Tyson Morris, Tysonmorris.
I'm going to send him these videos.
Well, he was just watching that live stream.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he commented on the live stream.
What did he say? Oh, is that what he said?
Yeah.
I am home.
He said, yeah, she sounds, he changed it. He said, yeah, he sounds misinformed and not very knowledgeable on the subject.
You know what, those types of comments, those types of comments will only get more people to support you. They'll see it. So you don't even, I've noticed when I promote the DNC fraud protest, they come at me and they tell me that the election wasn't rigged, and I have proof. I mean, that's what I do, is share the proof. And so, you know, I have a lot of ammunition to prove my case, you know, otherwise why am I doing this? And then when you show them the proof, then they get harassing, then they get, you know, I mean, I get death threats, I get people just saying horrible things about me, and you know what? That kind of thing, all I have to do is just keep my mouth shut and keep doing what I'm already doing and not react to them, because I gain more support by just, you know, not stooping to their level and just keep going onward.
The world's full of assholes.
Yeah.
You know.
And some are bigger than others.
Hey, I worked with band fracking for Michigan. I talk to literally thousands of people, and when I go to the gym or I go wherever I go, I talk to people about climate change.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, oh my God. Okay, there's one instance. I was down at Eastern Market in Detroit, and I had my my board, and on the back of it, it says signed petition for ban fracking. Usually I talk to people, you know, and they see you got a ban fracking shirt on, you know, for, you know, Michigan. And so I didn't speak to anyone, and there must have been 1,500 to say 2,000 people in line. And, you know, I never knew, you know, because I live right next to frac sand mining, like you guys live in Flint, you know, because you're living this, it's developed your life.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know.
Yeah, it's taken over my life.
Right.
I mean,
well, you've been poisoned. I mean,
yeah.
you're living this every single day, so, you know, and people don't know. I tell activists, people that are pretty much in the know about a lot of shit, these are pretty smart people, in, you know, in Wisconsin, in New York,
with me with more info?
In different places about what's going on here, and they're going, you gotta be kidding me, man. They want you to pay for poisoned water. I go, yes, they're gonna foreclose on their houses. They can't believe it.
And not only pay the highest prices in the nation.
So these are people in the know of a lot of things, and most people don't know shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm trying to get at is well, anyway, with this, let me finish that. When we were out there getting signatures, Luann, who ran the thing, her husband's an attorney, she lives in Charlevoix, we got about 200,000 signatures. And it's amazing, you find out what people know. They don't know shit. There's an event going on today that I usually went to. It's a duck hunting event. It's and it's pretty, I don't know, 70, 80 years old or something. And
down in
all
Monroe.
these in Monroe, right on the water.
Yeah.
It's called the Waterfall Festival.
Yep.
You know of it?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you used to live in Monroe.
Yeah, I came up here from Erie.
Right.
I was originally from LaSalle.
Quimoulet.
Yeah.
I know the people who run it.
Yeah.
I just went through Monroe last night, and I like Monroe. That was like the only city that didn't suck on the way up here. Yeah.
Through the city of Monroe. Did you see the Custer statue down there? You went right through the city. You probably went
I got a hotel in Monroe. It was just so pretty.
She's from down there. I keep forgetting she's from down there.
Yeah.
But at any rate, going back to that, I got to finish that one story out because I jumped around too much. Anyway, standing in line, and these people, you could see their eyes. They were reading it because the line was basically not moving. And the event was a drinking event for microbreweries. So everybody's standing in line, and they're younger people, and they're reading it. There's going to be bands in there and everything else, and they're reading this thing. And I would say out of 1,500 to 2,000 people, it's hard to guess. You know, they get a long line, long ass line, and it was barely moving. So they were all reading. I was watching their eyes. They were all reading it. Maybe 10 to 15 people out of all of them said, "Yeah, I'll sign that." And I embarrassed the other ones around it by saying, "Yeah, if these other people around you knew what fracking was, what it was like, because they knew." "Yeah, I'll sign that." You know, called me over and shit. I didn't say a word to anybody. I just let them call me over. And so I had 10 to 15 people out of, and we had to vote on this. You think that was ever going to pass? I had people giving me dirty looks. You know, so like it's our glorious day getting fracked. You know, oh yeah, it's real glorious. If you people understood what living in the community where they cut down the trees and the gases and shit that you breathe, the compressor stations and all the bullshit that come along with it. It seemed like those people in Pennsylvania, they got the leases first. Then they come in and drill and cut the woods down, put pipelines in, and they didn't know the other shit went with it. Like all the thousands of water trucks tearing up all the roads. And they ripped Pennsylvania off, the roads and shit, billions of dollars worth of damage that they didn't have to pay for. The public paid for it. So the public always pays for the farmers, whatever. And people who live in the area, if you're retired there, now you got 1,000 trucks in front of your house every day.
Well, that's like the people on the KWA pipeline, retired GM workers, moved out of the city and they bought, pieces of property to enjoy the nice quiet country, and they came through there and tore up the roads, cut down the trees, left the mess.
Well, see, the people don't know the damage of things. They sign up for it, because they get $1 or something out of it, and they don't know the damage and what it's doing to the environment, the climate, the end result ain't worth what you're getting, So, the rich people are getting richer, in my community, I'm the only one that basically stands up to these people because I'm right next door. My neighbor next to me, he's a UAW, he's way up in the UAW. He goes to the conventions and all that shit, and he's went to one meeting that I asked him to go to, and I asked him to go to other meetings, and he goes, he lives right next door. He's going to probably lose $40,000, $50,000. I mean, he did let me put a sign up, a big silica sign in front of his house, which I put in on other people's houses too. But that's all they do. Yeah, I'll sign that petition. Take 5 seconds. It's just like here. This place should be full of people, you know, wanting this resolved. It's like in my community. Nothing's resolved. Nobody knows what you're breathing. It's like water. You got a glass of water with lead and shit in it. You don't know what's in it if you drink it. But if you check the air, it's the same thing. You can see what levels are in the air. We don't know what we're breathing. You know what I'm saying? And then if you look at a map and you see the direction it's going and know what the layers of silica is and the places that have been okayed for to quarry, and then you got the Koch brothers bought the glass plant at Guardian Glass, and they're putting up a 60-acre add-on to the factory. Well, did you know that the Waltons that own Walmart own the biggest solar company in the world in Ohio? Yes, in Ohio. Yeah, those people are going into clean energy too. At the same time, they're poisoning the planet. Now they're going to save us with making money either way. You know, when things switch, because they probably already see it. They got billions and billions of dollars. They can hire the smartest people in the world. They know. They know, you know, when things switch, you know, they're going to make money on both ends. You know, polluting the planet and saving the planet. Or supposedly saving the planet. So. Yeah, we have that pure silica in the hemisphere for glass and shit like that too. You know what I mean? So it's low iron, it's perfect. And my neighbor, you can't even like, people don't even want to know shit in my community, man. And I've been, before Flint ever happened, I used to drive through here. I bought a concrete plant up in St. Helen, Michigan. And so I drove through here every week, back and forth down the freeway, not knowing what was going on. But my shit in my community since like 2010, Snyder, since dickhead got in the office. That's when my problem started. And I was talking to the air monitoring people because they wanted to quarry 4 different places at once. Well, I was looking at what was going on in Wisconsin, and holy shit, they're going to destroy it. I built a house here. I used to my family, I basically grew up on the Kalamazoo River, right where that pipeline leaked. So in 2010, when that pipeline leaked all over the place, at the exact same time, my grandparents had a place right on the water, and so did my parents on the river. And that was the only thing to do in the country was canoe and hunt and shit like that. So that's all I did. You know, when we were kids, growing up, you know, going out there every weekend, that's the only thing to do. So I used to hunt right before, that was my favorite hunting ground, going into from Albion, Michigan, River Wise right there. So these people already had plans, these corporations, of pouring up and destroying my community when the river, you know, I mean, we had an attachment to the area because, you know, we grew up basically going there and hunting and all that shit. And the river was full of oil, you know, in 2010. At the exact same time, these people had a hidden agenda to annex the village and get 4 quarries going and basically wreck the place. And the people would know nothing. The people didn't know nothing about frac sand mining or what was going on, what they were even voting on. They had no idea.
Well, and people in Flint, they had no idea that's why the KWA pipeline is there, and that's why they're pumping in.
It's education.
They're pumping in, unlike the Detroit, where they've got the treatment plant, and they treat the water as soon as it comes in. They're going to pump raw and treated water up to the Superior County line with the treatment plant. They don't care if the water is treated when it comes in because they're going to use it for fracking.
Fracking and irrigation or whatever they can make money off of. I mean, it's a sellable water, you know what I mean, from the Great Lakes. They got the community fitting the bill for the pipeline now. You know what I mean? For them to make money. You guys already had water from Detroit.
But supposedly the KWA pipeline is
you gotta live right.
You know how that shit goes. They give you one. They always have a hidden agenda.
There you go.
Some bullshit.
Maybe you guys should work in a more of a ongoing business area where there's not a lot of.
it's a joke.
How y'all doing?
Oh, surviving. How are you doing?
Blessed. My name's Ivy. Name don't know.
I need to think.
Kurt, nice to meet you. Kurt.
One of my guys named Kurt Seashine for my option. We got that same t-shirt.
that tripod.
Let me know you get tired of that.
That's a real one.
Let me know you get tired of that. You can donate to Ivory. Get the man, he gets to me.
There it is compared to yours.
This is all I can afford.
Y'all got me on camera now though, because I'm a crook. Now talk to yourself, right?
You want to be on camera?
Yeah, why not?
All right.
Why not though? Y'all doing that.
You want to sit in the shade?
I'm just standing right here. I like to look. I like the
I'll
program.
point at you when
I like the program over. Like the profile. Make money come my way. No job, no paper out, no shoe shine boy, no food, none of that stuff. Yogi Bear ain't in my town yet though. I ain't heard about no Yogi Bear in my town yet. We ain't chasing bears yet though. I went to Maguba summer though, take care of the dog, Magoo, dog. What I do though, the short thing, I started the fire. You know the fire, the killing, the cold, been how pinned down though. Ain't sick though, y'all. Keep thinking I'm sick though. So y'all will be my team. You be right about out. Shoot that boy though. There's a joke behind the scene though. Well, I ain't got no bandana though. I can wear them though. Your choice, free spirit though. My name's Ivy. Y'all, I'm loving it though. Flint Town though. I fell in love with Flint Town with the people though. People you hang out with though. That's what's up though. Ain't no pop going on. No guns no night though. I'm thumbprinting though. I'm crybaby like a hop grass though. Don't step. No roasting no bed though. I've been bit all this stuff though. Body light. You know though. I didn't do it. Guess who's going to come to dinner? I ain't free though. That's good though. Put it out there though. I'm looking for a wife though. Tell me I'm looking for a wife though. Yeah, man, I love to marry a wife though. You put that out there too though. Looking for a wife though. Hey? No choice though. Always choice though. So yeah, I love to marry life though. I get lonely without a magazine. I ain't got no pistols though. My mom, dad, you shoot each other. What else you want to know? But my name ain't my name. My father was adopted to the Jones. Though he's a little shorty. His mother died in Chicago. I got third in me. Ain't no third though. I won't show my team. I ain't playing. My name's Ivy though. I ain't playing it though.
How's what's going on here affected you?
Well, I don't pay no attention. I just do me.
Okay.
It's survival.
Okay.
Real talk though, nephew. I adopt you too though. So my name ain't real my name though. Since my father was adopted as a kid, running up in schools in Chicago, shooting up stuff though. When I met him, 9 years old, and down in New Orleans on Jeanette Street though, he asked me what I do. I said I smoke weed and drink beer. He gonna take me to it. Just give me.